Hello, I'm Paul Peterson. Welcome to Aging Well in LA. Today we are going to learn about ALA. That stands for Affordable Living for the Aging. This is a unique and new program that helps match homeowners with people who are in need of housing. Now, this option of shared housing is not a new idea, but there are some new wrinkles I think you will find absolutely fascinating. So please stay tuned to Aging Well in LA, and we'll go inside the house and you can learn too. Welcome back to Aging Well in LA. Now I'd like to introduce you to Rachel Caraviella, who is an administrator of this program, Affordable Living for the Aging. Tell me how this program got started.
We got started back in 1978. The founder, Janet Witkin, was volunteering at a temple, Temple Isaiah. She taught Hebrew school, she worked with the widowers group, and she was noticing that as people lost their spouses, their support systems started to shrink.
Sure.
But they were still in these large homes, often overhoused, and interested in having some assistance. So she worked from that small group, matching women with women to share homes, and she grew the program. Now we can help anyone all over Los Angeles County who has a home, whose main priority is to stay in their neighborhood, and who would like to bring someone on, either to pay some rent and offset their living expenses, or to come in and just provide support, meal preparation, transportation to doctor's office.
Right, and the companionship is clearly important.
The relationships and the mutual support that both the home sharer and the homeowner have is really critical.
Well, you brought up a point to me just a moment ago that this is really not a new idea. People have been sharing their homes with renters, if you will, and a room to rent. But in these economic times, with so many changes in the real estate market, many people need this kind of program. They need the additional infusion of cash.
There's a lot of factors affecting home sharing and shared housing, and it's popular right now, and the opportunity and the potential to sort of grow the program is significant because we have the economic recession, we have the demographics of people aging on fixed incomes. So 1.5 million adults in Los Angeles rely solely on Social Security or SSI. The housing choices are scarce, especially with that income and in this housing market. So people are turning more towards renting. They're using their home as more of a functional asset so that they can get some additional income. And then, like I said, there's this idea that people are aging and that they don't necessarily want to move.
Right. Now, there are other issues involved here, too. Sometimes I would imagine you are pairing people up or introducing them when health issues are a major concern. Maybe it's transportation to doctor's offices, or it's light housekeeping, because some people do find a room to rent, and they not so much pay money, but give services, in effect, correct?
Yes, we have two types of really successful matches. One is a service exchange. So you come in and you provide assistance, and then you sometimes pay no rent or pay reduced rent. What we find is most successful is that the shared housing system supplements other care. So they don't become the primary caregiver. That's really difficult because they're often not being paid. They're just receiving housing. But they help another caregiver who's coming or going, or they help the family. So we have a great example of a lady who has her mother live with her and her husband, and she works from home. And her mother needs a little more supervision and a little help throughout the day, and it was impacting whether or not she could get her work done. So she has someone live in the third bedroom, and they all live together. And so it's kind of a whole network.
Now, I can see you can have some very creative arrangements.
And that's what's great about the situation. It's very customizable.
Right, and that's a good thing. Now, important stuff. How do people get in contact with ALA and find out more about this program?
Well, I would encourage people to call our main line. It's 323 650-7988.
Right, and we'll have that on the
All
bottom
right.
of the screen.
You just leave your contact information and we'll connect with you to schedule. If you own your own home or you're in an apartment in a condo and you're interested in sharing,
Yes.
we'll come to you and we'll conduct a site visit and we'll interview right in the home and see if this program is going to be good for you.
Very good. Very
If you're
good.
looking for the housing, then you'll come meet with us at a local program office or senior center.
Okay, because it's 2012, what about a website? How can
Well,
people
you
access
can schedule
that
an appointment
information?
online.
Oh, really?
Yep, so
Right,
you-
what's the website?
It's ALA, Senior Living, all one word, .org.
Org, yes, we know these
Two
orgs.
options right on the front page, find housing, share housing.
Oh, excellent. Are these arrangements formalized with a contract? Yes?
No. Oh, sorry.
no. Okay, no.
Yes to good question.
I didn't know.
We have a living together agreement,
Yes.
and it's a voluntary agreement. There's no contractual obligations. The agreement is important because it sets out expectations
Right.
about what the person is looking for, and sometimes they're really brief if it's just a landlord-tenant exchange of rent.
Right.
And sometimes when there's expectations that someone be there or help with meals, you want to say, well, how frequent are they going to be doing this? And that way, we can always go back to the document if there's ever an issue or if we ever need to change it, and it gets things to be talked about ahead of time.
Outstanding.
It's not just for seniors. So
Oh,
if there's a family that has extra space in their home and wants help with their mortgage payments, we can match them with someone in their 50s, 60s, whoever.
Rachel, this really sounds wonderful, but I need to ask you, what are the charges for this service?
It's a no-cost service.
Really?
We don't charge to meet with a housing counselor. We don't charge to introduce you to potential people that you would share housing with. And then if you end up entering into agreement where you pay rent, then you pay rent directly to that individual. But there's no cost for the service.
That is fantastic and most unusual in this environment.
When we have the support of the City of LA Department of Aging.
Very good. Well, now it's time to find out what EJ is up to in the kitchen. EJ, take it away.
Chef EJ knows the health benefits of a diet rich in vegetables and fruits, and he looks for the freshest locally grown produce to use in his recipes.
From the farm to the market, let's go shop for our vegetables today. Today we're gonna make some protein pancakes, and I want to cook them with egg whites. So I'm looking for some good eggs to use.
Nice fresh eggs, you got it. I got some local eggs here. Lily's organic eggs there, actually. Nice and local around
great.
here. Perfect, nice brown eggs all in there. Ready to go for you there. What are you
Perfect.
thinking you're gonna put in those pancakes there,
Thank
Jay?
you. I want to use fresh berries.
Fresh berries.
Yeah.
You got all three different kinds of berries here. Some blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries.
Blueberries and raspberries for sure.
Blueberries and raspberries,
Yeah.
gotcha. These guys here, just like a lot of the stuff here, nice and hard is what you want there. The bigger, the sweeter, actually, on the blueberries
nice.
there.
Great to
So
know.
there's some blueberries there for you. And then the raspberries as well. The darker, actually, the sweeter these guys get. So when they're nice and dark, they're really sweet for you.
Oh, that's a great
There's some
group.
berries for you there, too.
Thank you,
You're
Jerry.
welcome.
Appreciate it. Hey everyone, today we're making protein pancakes. It's a unique blend and mixture that you might not be used to, and some of the ingredients you're gonna find a little different than the usual, but I promise they're delicious. So first we have our cottage cheese, we have egg whites, and oatmeal, non-instant. We want the ones that take a little bit longer to cook so our pancakes are nice and fluffy. Then we have a wonderful mixture of berries that were locally grown and picked as well, full of antioxidants, delicious. Instead of topping and drenching pancakes in syrup, we're gonna eat with fresh berries. It'll be a great combination. All right, so first we're gonna get started. With our blender, we're gonna blend some of the ingredients together. We're gonna begin with our cottage cheese. All right, so we're gonna have a cup of cottage cheese, 1 full cup. Go ahead and blend that in there. All right, add a little bit more. Okay. We're gonna use a 1/2 cup of egg whites. All right, there we go. Perfect. Then we're going to use a full cup of the oatmeal. All right. And it's okay if these ingredients get mixed as you go, because they're all going to be blended together anyway, so it wouldn't make a difference. Okay. Then for a little extra kick, we're going to add our imitation vanilla, about a teaspoon. Okay, and then we're going to just add a nice little kick of cinnamon. Okay, and it's ready for blending. Just mix it in just to give the blender a little help with moisture. All right. We're just going to blend this for about a minute or two. All right, let that blend. All right. All right, just give it one more stir. And the batter is almost ready. Okay, great. We don't want a batter that is too thick, and we don't want it too thin either. This is just perfect consistency right here. All right, see that? Okay. Perfect. Okay, now we're ready to cook. All right, so we're gonna cook these just like we would regular pancakes. We wanna coat the pan lightly, and I used olive oil. You just go ahead and cook it, make sure the pan is at a good temperature. We're just gonna pour the batter on. And you can make the pancakes small, medium, large. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna make these little mini ones. Okay. There we go. Just go ahead and let it cook. Let it sit there until the bubbles, the air bubbles start coming through, and then we can go ahead and flip it. All right, so as that cooks, you can go ahead and get the berries ready. All right, so we have these nice strawberries. Just go ahead and slice them, nice slices. All right. Berries for the pancakes. Okay, blueberries and raspberries are ready. All right, let's go check on our pancakes. All right, pancake looks just about ready to flip. All right, look at that. Nice golden brown. Perfect. So we'll let that side cook for just a moment. Great. Okay. Get ready for our next pancake. Go ahead and pour for the next one. All right. All right, looks like it's just about ready to flip. There we go. Golden brown. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and serve these pancakes with a nice topping of our fresh berries. All right, there we go. Blueberries and raspberries. Delicious.
Saving energy is simple. It even saves you money. Replace incandescent light bulbs with compact fluorescent bulbs. Set your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher in the summer. Weather seal your home. When replacing old appliances, select Energy Star qualified appliances that are up to 40% more efficient, and unplug electronic devices when not in use. Visit ladwp.com for more energy-saving tips and information. Save energy, save money. Did you know that more than 80% of false alarms are related to preventable user errors, such as open windows or pets? Any motion can trigger an alarm. Thousands of police patrol hours are wasted investigating alarm reports that turn out to be false alarms. That's crime-fighting time lost. Make sure your alarm is working properly.
Welcome back to Aging Well in LA. Now I'd like to introduce you to Tosha, who is the homeowner here on the west side. Tosha, thank you so much for opening your home to us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Well, now how did you learn about affordable living for the aging?
Well, my husband died a few months ago, and I found myself very lonely, very scared being alone in this house. And I called some Jewish agency, and they said there's only one great place, which is Miriam. And I called Miriam, and she was extremely nice. She came to interview me and my house, and she was very pleased with my house. And I said, you have to find me a nice lady. And she did find a nice lady.
Well, and the lady you are referring to is Lois.
Lois, yes.
And welcome to you as well, Lois. And again, thank you for making time. You know, this is a program that I'm certain is going to grow here in the Los Angeles area. Lois, how about you? How did you find out about ALA?
A friend of mine had used them to get a partner in her and her husband's house.
I see, I see. Well, now, not every house is conducive to this, but if you do have one or two spare rooms, and particularly for seniors, not too many steps, this is a viable option. The part about being alone, when you've lost your spouse, has that been helped by having someone living in your home?
Oh, it hurts me a lot. I had anxiety attack. And since Lois came in my life, I really stopped having anxiety attack.
Wow.
I mean, it's not that I'm not grieving. I cry after my husband
Sure.
because I was married for 35 years and never apart for one day.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and a great marriage. So when Lois came and I come home and she's home and I open the door, it makes me feel that I'm not alone, you know.
I understand.
That I have somebody that it's there for me.
Right,
And
this is not a one-way street. Lois,
No,
you feel
it's
the same
not.
way that you become involved with Tosha's life and concerned for her health and be able to help her?
Yes, yes, I would say so.
Yeah. Now, I know this is an uncomfortable question, but this is often a financial arrangement. There are plenty of people who are in need and can use the support that having a house guest can provide. Do you pay a fee here, Lois, or do you give services?
I pay rent
I see.
here.
But certainly better than having to afford a whole place by yourself.
Yes, that was a consideration
Sure.
as to why this was a choice for me.
I have a friend who lives in a home with an elderly couple, and in exchange for having a bed and his own private bathroom, he drives them to their doctor's appointments. He does light housekeeping, and sometimes Jack is pretty good about this. He cooks as well. Do you have kind of that freedom, Lois, to be able to get in the kitchen and mix things up?
Well, yes, but I don't cook.
Oh, now I should tell. And you don't cook either?
no, sometimes we go out.
Well,
to
you need
dinner,
me in this house.
and, we have to hire.
Right.
No, I understand.
But we get along.
Oh, that's
okay?
very
I mean,
good.
it's nothing perfect in this world,
No.
you know, and people are not perfect, of course. Human beings are not perfect, but you do the best you can. It's like a marriage, you know.
Yes.
You have to give, you have to take, but you have to give. And the main thing is you have to like each other and respect each other.
Right. Well, that's
And-
important.
And that's important.
It sure
And
is.
then you try the best to be friends, of course, and have feeling like I always worry when I didn't come, you know, on time.
Yes.
Lois called me. Where are you? Where are you? You know.
well,
Which I appreciate that. It means she cares. You know.
Yes, and you have to be concerned about the people with whom you're sharing a roof. That's just
Right.
kind of normal. Lois, before a person engages in this kind of living arrangement, there are some negotiations that should take place so that you can allay your fears and concerns, correct?
Yes.
Well, what were some of your concerns and what kind of terms were you looking for?
Well, I don't think really the negotiating process came as we lived together,
I see.
because you never know, you know. I mean, it's like getting married. You don't know what it is like to, you know. So as time went by, because we recently talked about it, you know, I feel very guilty when I go away,
I see, yes.
you know, and I don't want to feel guilty.
Right.
And that wasn't your understanding.
Well, I know when you think about, for example, having a college roommate, you don't want to have the kind of experience where you're marking lines on the milk carton or you've used that and I didn't give you permission. But we're older and we ought to be able to have a frank and open discussion where feelings are considered and appreciated and respected. But I'm very glad that you brought that up, Lois, because you should know what you're doing as much as you can going in. Now, Lois, you're a professional woman. You've been in the entertainment business and
Yes.
produced long-form movies for HBO. Are you still able to kind of keep those creative juices going and feel the freedom to get out and into the community?
Yeah, oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, I live the same life I would lead prior to deciding to live with somebody. I had been living with a man,
I see.
my boyfriend, and before moving in with him, I had sold all my furniture, and so, and I got used to having company, you
Yes.
know. So it's as if it makes no difference, you know.
I understand.
And I'm also a realtor, so I could go into an office, but I choose not to. So it's the same as I was living before.
Right. Well, now, of course, we all have more and more varied communication tools, so you're never really kind of out of touch.
Right.
And that's helpful. And this is, Tosha, this is a beautiful home.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying.
Oh, well.
I'm here 48 years.
Wow,
It's an old
that's-
house, but I'm trying to keep it.
But it's filled with so many nice things, and you
Yeah.
can see that you had a good life with your husband.
A great life.
Yes, that's very. Now, do you get out to travel? Do you feel the freedom to maybe go away for a week?
What I did, my son and my daughter, my grandson, and my close friend, her name is Charlotte, we went to Vegas, and they invited us to go for Vegas for Mother's Day.
Right.
And I had a great time. We spent 3 nights, 4 days. And that was nice because I used to go a lot, but I can't drive myself, and I hate to fly. I don't know why, but I hate to fly.
Well, there's lots of reasons not to go flying these days.
I just don't
But
like to fly.
Is it safe to say that for now, that this option of shared housing is working for you, Lois? Is this working out for you?
Yeah,
great.
it's work. Yes, it is.
And Tosha, as the homeowner, has it been an easy process? Are you comfortable?
Well, I am now, but
Yes.
I never in my life lived with a lady, always with a husband.
I see.
So I got used to it, and I'm very pleased with Lois.
That is so good to hear. Again, we're talking about shared housing and affordable living for the aging. I'm really quite pleased that you opened your home to us and that you shared your experiences, because I think this is going to be a growing option for many of our seniors. Thank you so much for watching Aging Well in LA, and we'll see you next time.
Aging Well in LA is presented by the Los Angeles City Department of Aging, whose sole purpose is to provide community-based services to seniors and their family caregivers to maintain their loved ones' independence so they can age with dignity and respect. The Los Angeles City Department of Aging was recently presented with 2 Innovation Awards and an Aging Achievement Award by the National Association of Area Agencies on Aging. These awards recognize the department's programs that showcase innovative and successful aging services. The programs honored are the Exergamers Wellness Club, a partnership with Microsoft Corporation that also garnered a top prize in innovation, and Project Care, a program matching city employees with seniors in need during the holiday season. The Los Angeles Wellness Centers Network was recognized with an Aging Achievement Award. These awards recognize the Los Angeles Department of Aging's efforts to improve the quality of life for seniors in the Los Angeles area.